Next up, we've got DC Comics, The War of the Time Forgot, number 1 of 12. Interesting concept.
Yep.
A lot of different people, not necessarily superheroes or characters.
Not a superhero in the book.
I think Enemy Ace might be an established character.
Yeah,
but a lot of them from different time periods and eras interacting together.
You got dinosaurs, World War II pilots, Vietnam.
Yep.
I mean, you pick a major event in history or a major time period, you've probably got something in this comic.
Revolutionary War. Exactly.
Revolutionary War. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. I love the art. I like where they started with it. You get dumped right into the action. There's no who are these characters? We don't care. It's like action right away.
You're with the, I guess you'd call him the main character.
Yeah.
As in the aspect of you just kind of got dumped into it. You have no idea what's going on, and every time you think you're going to get to settle down and try and straighten things out, something else slams you from the side, like a dinosaur.
Definitely a lot of action in the book.
Yes.
What I think the book was lacking was a little bit of focus. I don't know what are we working towards? Where is issue 12 going to end?
But if you think about it, if the lacking focus part, you get a guy that just got dumped into this alternate reality of all these different time periods, you're going to be a little lost.
Well, no, and I agree, but a number 1 issue should set up something for next time. And it did set up something. The last page was definitely a big shocker. It definitely deals with something out of Earth's history that, well, we'll leave it at that. Just read the book.
Definitely read the book.
Another cool thing in this, you have enemies and everything just thrown together. I mean, you have the World War I and II guys who are in there, and it seems like they're buds now with some German baron.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And you have a red-haired Indian.
Which is funny.
Who seems
with
Irish.
freckles.
Yeah, he is right. They say that he is Irish. He's not Native American at all, but he thinks he is for some reason. I don't know why. He's a very funny character.
Been hitting the peyote.
I will say this: if you're not big into comic books because you don't like superheroes or whatever, this is definitely a comic book if you like sci-fi. If you're a sci-fi fan, you'll love the book.
I agree.
It reminds me of one of the comics that you could have just, when you were a kid, just randomly picked up off the shelf at a gas station because you're like, oh, dinosaurs on the cover.
Yeah.
And you don't have to hear about the crisis or the invasion or the Civil War. And I mean, you're dumped into something and like, hey, this...
It's very very good.
Yeah,
one that's definitely in my pull and hold box.
So we go from a World War II air pilot back to World War II for our next book, Avengers Invaders from Marvel Comics, number 1 of 12.
For those of you who don't know, the Invaders were World War II, Captain America, Bucky, the Submariner, which some might know as Namor, whatever. The original Human Torch,
and Tora.
It's just a group from World War II. Some of the
fighting Nazis.
Original heroes fighting Nazis and everything.
Kicking the Axis' butt.
Yep.
Axes. Whatever.
They walk through a fog and holy crap.
Present-day Manhattan.
The Thunderbolts are trying to capture Spider-Man. They're in Manhattan. They have no idea what's going on.
And Cap's back in the present-day Marvel Universe.
So what do you think? Is this a way for Marvel?
This is also, I think we should add, this is a younger Cap than what was brought back before. He's less experienced. This is the Invaders was his first shot at running a team. He's coming from a little bit darker of a place in his history than where it came from the most recent Avengers stories.
See, in my opinion, I hope at the end of this book, everybody goes back to the past except Captain America. I think this is a great way for Cap to come back to the regular Marvel Universe and have it be really a man out of time like he was originally envisioned as.
True. But that'd be lame.
How would that be lame?
In my opinion, that'd be lame.
Explain.
Well, I don't know. I just think bringing Cap back... First of all...
How is that lamer than freezing him in an iceberg?
Okay, no, this is my thing. Bringing Cap back... I mean, they shot him in the chest. He's dead.
Well, abdomen.
Whatever. Abdomen. Leave him dead. Leave him dead. He is a human. He's not like Superman. And granted, bring back Superman 2 when they said they were going to kill him is lame. Don't get me wrong. But he's dead. Leave him dead. They can go on without him.
They've hinted here and there, at least I feel like they've hinted here and there, since Cap's death, that there might not be a death. I mean, there's ways that they can get around it already. With this, if they just something as simple as sent him back in time and he had the knowledge, like say he talks to Iron Man, which I'll get to in a minute, he has the knowledge of what's going to happen. You could leave the entire run of comics the way they were, and just say, okay, he knew what was going on. Maybe he had something under his costume to stop the bullet. You go any number of ways. Personally, I think it'd be awesome to go to a flashback panel and see him just take the shield and bing.
No. He pulls out the letter that he's taped together that Iron Man gave him so that the Libyans won't shoot him in the parking lot.
You can't mess with the space-time continuum!
The other thing you have to think about is, with them bringing him back now, that could really mess up the entire Marvel universe. It could really mess something up.
Absent from the rest of World War II that he normally would have been.
But obviously he wouldn't be absent because that's already happened.
That's what I'm saying. We got to figure out where this.
How do we know that this is?
It's all up in the air at this point.
Time space continuity.
Yes. One of the biggest scenes. Everybody's shocked. Obviously, you see this, and they've talked in some of the articles about a Namor versus Namor fight later on, which would be awesome because other than Bucky, Namor's the only other one alive right now who was alive.
True.
That could be interesting. But all that aside, probably one of the most interesting panels in the comic was the last page. They're at S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe it's Maria Hill, talking about, what's going on, who are these people, what does Tony think? Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. You see Tony Stark sitting in a console, head hung, hands out the side. It looks like he's in an emotional setting, I guess you'd say. Yep. And all it says is Steve.
Yeah,
You've read
number 2 is definitely going to be an interesting comic for sure.
It's one I'd probably this book I normally wouldn't continue to read, but I almost want to read just to find out how they're going to fix this possible mess up. So
we'll see where it goes. We'll be back.
It's
for
in
more
my
reviews.
box.